This is portrait.
Well, the camera, I don't know. It's
Does it
staying
adjust?
in portrait at my end. I don't know if that's me or
So this is this I've got at landscape right now.
you sure
Ignore
you
the
don't have the lock on that prevents it from going from portrait to landscape?
that
They
I
call
don't
it,
know.
they
Good
call
question.
it, are you on an iPhone?
No, no, I'm on
No.
Android.
Oh, so it doesn't really make any difference because we're seeing the same image no
Okay,
matter which way you turn it. But
cool.
yeah,
Morning, Fred.
good morning. I'm going to have my snack here, so I'm going to turn my audio off.
Okay. Is it a
Yeah,
So
crunchy
I'm
snack?
I'm
that,
I'm not
that,
cooking along because I'm parked outside a place about a half hour from my home. I'm going to go in and do a judge a cooking contest. So I will do if you guys stick around afterwards, I'm going to do YouTube live of the cooking contest. So
But
We're
we
just
would
gonna have fun.
we'd have to get out of this to go look at it.
no, I mean, well, it'll be on this same one, but I'll just stop record. We record this show and then stop it and then record the other one.
Oh, that'll be fun. So
So,
we can
but it'll be
watch.
my first. Technically, this is YouTube live right now, but I go and it's not public live. I'm just recording
Hmm.
it to YouTube, and then
Okay.
I go back in. Anyway, um, I'm going to record the backup to the cloud here, and then we can go.
Okay.
But all right, here's the button. Dun dun dun.
Da-da.
All right, I have hosted this show from the passenger seat of a car, from a train, a plane, from like 5 countries. But I think this is the first time I'm seeing it. But I am getting ready to go into judge a cooking contest. So uh, I don't get to cook along, but Suzanne, when you said you wanted to do this, I grew up eating, we called it vegan cheesecake. We basically blend tofu with any flavor and then put it in a crust,
Mm-hmm.
a graham cracker crust, or just put granola on the bottom of the pan and then put it on top of that.
Yep.
But I never thought of it as a mousse. So I'm very intrigued. The recipe is a bit different. Now,
Yeah.
yeah,
This is kind of a fun one to make because you can change it and modify things as you feel fit.
your
Or
favorite
as
thing
you
to do.
yes. So
Um,
so I'm probably going to go a little bit off the
um,
recipe.
we wouldn't expect anything else. I
So
mean,
yeah, so
let
the
me put it
challenge,
in the chat. If anybody has any questions, go ahead and
yeah,
put them in the chat because I'm not cooking along. I can actually pay attention to the chat.
yeah.
So I was just going to add, I have a friend I invited. I'm not sure if she'll make it today, but maybe next
Mhm.
time. And yes, so and I wasn't sure how to find the recipes or what was being made. Is that on the Facebook group? I totally forgot. So to
Yeah,
get her that information. Okay,
yeah.
thanks.
Future shows are on Facebook, and then past shows are on YouTube. So,
Mhm.
I understand, Suzanne, you had, would we call it a tofu crisis or
Tofu crisis.
call it?
Yes. Yes, it's I normally buy tofu, it's and it's not regular tofu, it's the silken tofu from my local co-op. But I think they had a sale recently, so they were totally out of it. The shelves were bare. So I wound up going to my lovely little Asian shop called United Noodles in Minneapolis, and they had a whole bunch. So I bought one of everything, actually kind of two of everything. I think I bought two, four, six,
Well,
seven, eight, nine,
well,
10, 12. 12,
holy moly. But knowing
just in
you, I
case.
would expected you to just say, hey, let me look up a recipe and just make it.
well, here, hold on. Let me show you what I bought just in case. I bought some actual soybeans just in case I had to make it. But so this
That's
is
so,
my backup plan.
yeah, I it is not that complicated, but not the silken tofu. It's like, basically
Yeah,
you're making a cheese out of soy milk.
yeah,
Um,
yep.
and so it's
I
very,
notice
very
it
similar.
says
And
firm.
yeah,
It says firm on that one right there.
Yeah, you know what? I got soft, I got
Yep.
firm, I got super soft and extra firm
yeah.
because
So
you
I
may as
use
well.
extra firm when I'm like making like grilled tofu or something you
Yeah,
or a stir fry, or unless
right.
you're doing a stir fry that
Maybe I
you
could
can
get
do
the
a
other
stir
one.
fry that looks like scrambled eggs, then you want the
Yeah. So so
anyway.
I'm going to try. And what's nice about the silken tofu is it's shelf stable. So you don't have to put it in the fridge.
Well, I don't know about particularly that. I thought it's just that particular container.
It could be that. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I think
But
it's
just
that
you'll
particular.
you'll just have
Yeah,
to read what it says on the side.
yeah.
So even
Okay.
though the place I went to had these in the cooler section, I'm like, they don't have to be there.
Yeah.
So what I
So
thought is, I think I had the recipe that I included was like 349 ounces. Well, these ones for some reason are only
grams,
300
grams.
grams, sorry, grams.
That's a big.
That would
That's
have been
just.
an ore size portion.
That's,
Um, yeah. So then this is only 305. So, you know, and then, so what I had, I think the recipe contained powdered sugar. You can use things like maple syrup, agave, honey, whatever you want. So this is extremely flexible. Here, let me show you one thing here. I made I made one a couple days ago with basically mousse.
that looks like ice cream.
It's like a pudding. See, it's kind of ploppy.
Yeah.
Um, and so this is with pomegranate molasses.
Oh, you had some from our past recipe when we made that Iranian chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's yummy. So it's just pomegranate.
Well, it's not
Pomegranate.
that
Oh wait.
yummy. You still have some. I
Well, no,
mean,
I've been eating it slowly. I didn't want to scarf it because I wanted some extra. So, but this is not only pomegranate molasses, but I used some orange juice.
so looking at the recipe, it says silken
Mm.
tofu,
Hmm.
the zest from 3 medium lemons,
Yep.
7 tablespoons juice, 7 tablespoons icing sugar.
Hmm. Which is
Is that
powdered
powdered
sugar.
sugar?
That's powdered sugar. Yep.
A pinch salt, and then
Hmm.
a pinch of turmeric for color. You won't taste it.
Yeah.
Of course, if you put a lot of fruit of some sort, you don't have that color. And then
Exactly.
optional toppings are whipped cream, vanilla, icing sugar, sprinkles, zest, then it gets into the recipe. So yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, you're basically just getting the tofu and putting a
Stuff in it.
little bit of flavor.
Hmm.
You don't want to add too much moisture to it because it'll get too liquidy.
Yeah, it'll get too runny. So that's why it's kind of better to start off with kind of the thicker stuff. But if you're going to keep it cold, I think it's going to be just fine. So this is what it
Yeah.
looks like when you take it out of the container. So it's got some firmness to it. And this is wait, what one did we open up? This is the soft.
Okay.
So, it's got some little firmness. So what we're going to do, we're going to experiment.
It's
We're
just
going
like
to use,
don't
we're going to
expect
just use,
anything other.
yeah. And because I just wanted to use half.
Okay, weird question. What's up with
Yeah.
the candle?
Oh, I like candles and I've decided that I don't sit at the table enough and the cats get in the way. So this keeps them away from the cats. And I get to enjoy a little bit of candles when I'm making food.
There you go.
So,
I use candle to it it somehow like draws out strong smells.
oh, okay.
I use a glass of
So
wine.
yeah, that has a
So
really strong smell. What did Fred say?
he uses a glass of wine.
Oh, okay. I didn't catch it.
So what I'm going to do now is I really like dates. So I'm going to toss a bunch of dates in this one. I don't know if it's going to be real flavorful or not, but
Yeah, I was thinking you could just add like dried fruits or nuts after you make it to, give it a texture, but then is it still mousse? Or,
no,
top it,
mousse. I would
but you're
call it like a
putting it right
mousse.
inside it.
Yeah, mousse slash pudding slash um dessert thingamajig. Dessert thingamajig. That sounds good.
There we go. I think I'm going to put that, if I remember, how to spell thingamajig,
Thingamajig.
put that
Yes.
on.
And this time I'm also going to I'm going to do it a little differently too because I'm going to use my immersion blender.
I
Okay.
thought
Okay.
about that.
So we know you're going to do a whole bunch of different ones. Can you tell us what the standard base is?
Of the thing.
Like, the one you already made.
Oh,
Do you just
yeah,
add sweetener, as much as you want, and that's it?
exactly. Yep. Because you know what? I didn't like the whole 7 tablespoons of icing sugar, so I put a little bit less in. I put a little bit less, like half of it, and then I taste it and see what it tastes like.
So what
So,
I like to do when I make standard mousse
mm-hmm,
is you don't make it too sweet. They add different sweeteners or flavors drizzled on the top.
mm-hmm. Oh
So
yeah, you
each
totally can
bite
do that.
has a different level of, one bite might have a lot of sweet and one bite might have a little bit. And so you end up with not consistency, you end up with, um, I don't know, just each bite is different. And so it's
Mm-hmm.
exciting.
Yeah.
But um, look at
Okay.
that. That does it really well.
Yeah. Well, okay. I don't like to clean my blender.
Yeah, it's like when you're doing just for an individual. So I have two blenders. I have this, your standard home one, and then I have this super
Mm-hmm.
big one. And yeah, they're both, but I need to get like a cup like you have right there to just, most of my cups are glass, and I'm kind of a little bit afraid to use
Yeah.
my stick blender.
You just
So,
have to be careful to not pull it out and splatter it all over the kitchen.
oh yeah, that's true. But
Yeah. I've
that's
already
with a
got.
regular blender. My big blender, I sometimes forget to like put the hand over the lid and it blows the lid off. So
So okay, whoever missed Orr's movie last night should really go out and see the movie or not Orr's, Fred's, because it was a really good movie.
Perfect Days by Wim Wenders.
Ooh,
I was I was
this is
actually
good.
at another cooking contest where I wasn't the judge, but I got to be like behind the scenes and they recorded the whole thing and streamed it online. And the best part is I got to then taste all the food. You know, I wasn't a judge, but you know, got to sample all the different things. I should share that um to our social media. I'll do that. Um it was a fundraiser for organization. They call them Collaborative Kitchen, where they buy food from a bunch of different restaurants and then give it away, pay as you go. It's pay what you can. So people place an order and some people pay more and some people pay less, but it comes out, you know, there's no stigma on what you can afford for the good food. So
All right. I have to
now,
just say that
now the
this
hard
one
thing is to not lick the blender, right?
I already have. So,
It's just like,
but it's separate, so I'm not slicing my mouth. This one with just the dates, this is really good. And that's
the,
all it
the,
is just silken tofu and dates.
so did it take a little longer than the other one because you had to try to get those
Mm,
dates
a
more
little bit,
blended? Yeah.
a little bit, but
So,
not too much. So
but it
here, let me
wasn't
just,
didn't take very long. Yeah.
no, I'm going to clean this off so we can make another one.
Oh, Suzanne's really excited by all the different. I mean, you have endless options of what flavors, and then
Yeah,
I
I
mean, you
suppose you
don't
could
really
make it,
have.
you could make it savory if you wanted to, I guess.
Oh yeah, I mean, most people make tofu savory. You know,
Yeah.
Mhm.
um,
Well, I
like
told Suzanne I made tofu lentil curry yesterday. This is
like
using
if you get
firm.
yeah, if you get the firm or the semi-firm, and then just get a
Yeah,
fork
the
and kind
firm
of
went in the
mash
crock
it.
pot and it held up perfectly.
Nice.
If you get the firm and kind of just mash it, you get mix it with some mayo and some celery and carrots. It's like a
Hmm.
tofu salad.
Yeah,
It's kind of reminiscent of like a chicken or tuna salad, but
without
uh,
mayo, instead of mayo. Yeah.
yeah. Well, you can put mayo in it even, but
So now if we're making, so here's that pomegranate molasses that we had. So I'll make a little bit of this just so you can see. What's nice is that this is all you do is you take your pomegranate molasses, pour a bunch in.
You
and
can
that's kind
flavor
of
and
like,
your sweet all in one shot.
but
Yep.
pomegranate molasses is like sour and sweet at the same time, so it's
Then
like
I
this
add a
really
little
good balance.
then I add a little bit of orange juice.
Cool.
And then you can see, we'll see how this, okay, plus this one's going to go a little faster because it's in the jar.
But also, there's not as much
No
texture as the
solids.
dates.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
but so is that just a standard like pint wide mouth pint jar?
Yep.
Okay,
Or is
I
it,
have plenty of
wait,
those. I could use
well, this
those.
isn't, what is the size? I don't know what size this is. It's whatever thing fits here.
Yeah, those mason jars have a standard opening.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a pint, but probably
And that, okay,
just to be more safe,
and
I'd
that's
probably
all
use
it
a
took.
quart. Yep, there you go.
Cool.
So,
Now, do you think have you done it without the orange juice to make it a thicker one? Because the more
mm.
moisture you put in, the thinner it gets.
So what you can do is you can use the extra firm, or yeah, you can use, I don't think you have to use any orange juice if you don't want to.
Yeah.
Well, it
I'm eating,
adds a little acidity.
mhm. And this is let me see. It's a little more mellow because I only added a little bit of orange juice. I'm eating this as I go, by the way.
So you can taste test each one. So
Hmm.
I'm thinking a little bit of orange juice and then a little bit of lemon zest in one.
Yes.
That'd
And you
be
can
it.
also add a honey.
It's like, but I mean, I suppose you could just throw in any fruit. I mean, a
Hmm.
couple pineapple chunks or papaya or
Well,
mango or
yes. And you can also just take this and put it in the fridge, or you could even toss it in the freezer,
So it
so
gets
then
like ice cream consistency.
exactly. Now,
Nice.
what else do we make?
what other.
I've got a
I
banana.
wonder, like,
There you go.
it's fall now. Make a like an apple pie version. Put some apples and a little cinnamon and nutmeg in it.
Oh yeah, you totally could. I've
Yeah,
got dried blueberries. These, you know what? Some of them that are a little too what are they called?
too,
A little too dry. You'd have to rehydrate them a little bit.
yeah.
I'll
Or
soak
you
'em up
add or you add it as a topping, a dry topping, like where you put like granola or fruit on
Ooh,
top.
bananas and blueberries sound good together.
Yeah,
Part of me
but
wants to use some rose syrup.
do oh, I think don't we have like rose water? Yeah, there you go.
The rose
Leftover.
syrup.
You know, the thing is that this stuff goes a long way, and even if you just put a tiny bit in, that can be overwhelming.
Oh yeah,
So
just I usually with that when I'm making a dessert, I'll pour it in the cap because if I try to pour direct from the jar, I always put too much or the
yes,
bottle.
yeah, yeah. And
So
Um,
now,
that's rose water with sugar in it, basically.
yeah, and then we
you're
can,
having fun. You're just grabbing stuff. You're just like,
yes, you
are
can
those
take
fun?
some chocolate chips.
Ooh, chocolate chip banana sounds good.
Oh,
Ooh, I'm
yeah.
thinking mint chocolate.
There's mint too. I don't have any mint right now, but
Put,
now I
put
okay. So now I
you
have
just
A shot
put
of creme de menthe.
put a little mint in it and then sprinkle some chocolate chips.
yeah. So right now I'm just trying to dig out my.
This it seems like the standard tofu recipe is chocolate mousse, where they you just put, you know, like powdered hot
Mhm,
chocolate in it, or baking chocolate and some sugar. That seems like
mhm.
a very common tofu mousse or um
Well, it's
tofu
also a lot
cheesecake.
of cultures that aren't big on dairy.
Yeah.
So it's not like they've got cream and milk and all that stuff. They can use the tofu in sort of in place of it.
Yes, exactly. So what I'm going
And
to do is I'm going to take. I think we did. Didn't we do this last week?
It's like,
Was
well, a
that last week?
reminder when you are buying the tofu, don't buy the low fat for this because it won't.
Uh-uh.
Yeah. So you want that richness. And sometimes I've done it where you add like a half a teaspoon of oil into it even to like upgrade the richness because sometimes tofu is a little too healthy for a dessert.
So what I'm doing now is I'm warming up the chocolate chips. I had them kept in the fridge. So so
what's the
they
sign on this one? What's this one
oh,
called? I mean,
this is the firm.
that's firm. Okay.
Yeah. And with the firm, you tend to, I mean, it doesn't seem like there's that much difference between them when they're in those kind of containers. Um, the firm I like comes in like it's like a little tub with a plastic and it's in water. Uh,
I've had very little experience with tofu, and in a weak moment, I guess I ordered from Costco, and they had like four packages of tofu. It came, I don't know, it was quite a bit, and
See
that's
how
when I
that
used
crumbles
it.
though? When
Yeah,
she pulled that out, it was like it was almost like ricotta. It's like a tofu crumble. So it definitely has more of a texture to it. And
yeah,
I
but
like,
the immersion blender will take care of that, I think.
sure.
Yeah. Well, and what I'm trying to do is I'm experimenting. I've never done this before.
You may have to dig up a little bit of liquid, maybe.
I
Yeah,
mean,
well, what I'm going to do is
you could just eat that just like it is now.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
putting it back in I'm putting it in the microwave to melt the rest of the chocolate.
Ah,
I'm going to get this stuff all over the place. It's going to be amazing.
so that the firm tofu I like just mashing it up slightly with a fork, and then you fry it with a little turmeric, and because it's yellow, it actually looks like, and then you put nutritional yeast in it, and it doesn't it doesn't taste like scrambled eggs. It looks like it, and therefore, um, I don't know. People eat it for breakfast if they're vegan. So
yeah,
Okay.
your mind can make you think it should taste like eggs.
but yeah, I mean, but I love tofu scrambles. Like, you do some onions and then, like what, a little bit of red and green pepper chopped up a little bit and add it to it. And um, almost like you could do it like frittata style where stir fry a bunch of stuff. So, but but yeah, I would like to know. That definitely comes out thicker with the firmer tofu. But
Yeah, those immersion blenders, they're magic.
They're fun. I like them a lot.
They're really good. Like if you're making a soup and you want to puree it at the last, you just use it right in the pot.
yeah, well, I usually try to take like a bowl full of the stuff out of the pot and then so add that back in after I immersion it so it has some
Well, you can do
texture.
that too. But if
Yeah.
you're
All
real
right.
lazy like me, you can do it right in the big pot.
We're going to try a little banana in it.
All right.
So that's chocolate chip, chocolate, and banana. But
Sounds good.
I mean, if you have those little pint jars, you could like do a whole bunch of them, put them like when you do what do they call it, meal prep,
Mm-hmm.
like on Sunday,
Ooh.
make like 6 or 7 of them, and then you have one different flavored one for breakfast
Like
every
little
morning.
ramekins.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know what you could do? You could have a tofu pudding party.
Just like that would not be something I would think to do. Just like,
This
but
tastes really good.
With rum. With rum.
Yeah, too bad Jane's not here. It's all about tofu.
Really? I haven't heard from Jane. I wonder where she
Yeah,
is these
yeah, where
days.
is she?
I think she was in Korea last we heard.
Oh, wow.
yeah, that's interesting. Like we've been doing this cooking show online for what, just over 2 years, like every week. So like we have a lot of regulars.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
Yeah, this is good. I like this one. It's not super sickly sweet.
now his the
But
texture. How's the
your
texture?
chocolate chips weren't bitter, they were sweetened, right?
They were a little sweet. Yeah,
Yeah,
semi-sweet.
semi-sweet.
Because that
Yeah,
looks
so this one,
thicker than the
yep.
other tofu ones. Yeah.
So it's a little thicker because it's firm, and it's
Yep.
also because it'll set up a little bit because of the chocolate and
Yeah.
the bananas.
And you
Wow, that
you
sounds
didn't put
good.
any moisture in it. You just put solid
Exactly.
stuff. So
So I could probably, it could stand just a little bit of sweetness. I could maybe add a couple dates. Ooh, hold on. Experiment.
so is that the date one? You're mixing it with the chocolate one?
Oh, yes, that's good.
Just like so in the
Yep.
mornings when you take out your like meal prepped ones and you just set them out and you have like a little tofu mousse bar. You just have a little bit of
Yes.
every one of them, and then all in the
Yeah.
mornings.
Seriously.
Just like then you don't have to clean because
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people tend to do that where they'll have a smoothie like every morning and then they have to clean everything, and then you don't really want to do um what do you call it? Make a smoothie and prep that for the week because you want the fruit because it starts degrading. But if the fruit's integrated into the tofu
Mm-hmm.
absorbs all that, and it's not oxygen,
Good
so the
job. That
fruit
was
doesn't
cool.
degrade.
Yeah,
So
so here we go. Let me do this. Let me do the little bit. There we go. Yeah, so you can mix a whole bunch of different things together.
it's
I
just
like
like
this. This is fun.
now how about making a savory one? It's like I wouldn't be really mousse, would it?
Hmm.
But I don't know.
I
A
don't
bunch.
know. Would it be weird
Yes,
having it like soft?
it's
It
just
might be.
like
Savory
But
might be good if you made it and used it like a condiment or a sauce with something else.
because
Yeah,
I have
or
made like,
coating.
what
Yeah.
is it? I'm trying to think, like this, the sour cream and onion dip.
Right.
That
You
would
could
be an
make savory
example,
and like
right?
dip
So that'd
dip
be an example of
vegetables
what
into
I've
it or something. Yeah.
blended
Yep,
tofu to make
exactly.
a dip, like a
Mhm.
sour cream and dip, would be
Yeah.
an
Mhm.
example.
Yeah,
So,
totally.
Yeah.
um,
As far as the texture, which
Mhm.
texture did you like, or do you like them all equally?
I kind of like them all because I like anything pudding.
it's just like,
So yeah, and if I
And
want to
again,
firm it up
once
a
you
little
put
bit,
that immersion blender in there, it doesn't, the texture doesn't make any difference. It just chews it up.
yeah, and I'll just toss it, when I need to, I'll toss it in the fridge and keep it in the fridge.
and
You
it
know what?
does like,
Peanut butter would be good in here too.
it
Peanut
does
butter.
thicken. At least when we used to make the tofu cheesecake, basically we did the exact thing you did, but we then
Hmm.
put it in a pie shell or on granola, and it would like set in the fridge, so it thickens.
And like a
Hmm.
cheesecake.
Yep,
Right.
Yes.
exactly. Very similar.
Yeah.
So, um,
I
you
do
know,
like I like the firmness of the firm tofu though. I will say that.
it's like, yeah, if you
I
like
mean,
it
just from
more,
them.
I don't know, like the American pudding where it's very almost runny, you
Hmm.
definitely do the more silken or add more moisture to it, I would say. Yeah. So, but
I think the dates no, the dates are good. It's like when I'm hopping from one to the other,
you're like,
then
which one's better?
yeah, then it's kind of weird because then it's like, oh, then the date doesn't taste good. But then it does. It's so weird.
Yeah.
Depends.
So,
So
um,
you could do banana chocolate chip with a little bit of date, maybe.
well, that's
I
what
think
she's, yeah,
I think the banana chocolate chip with some peanut butter
Ooh, or
because
yeah,
almond
then you get a
butter.
little saltiness. So maybe
Yeah.
what some of these needs would be just a little bit of salt to it.
Yeah.
So
all right,
there,
good
how's that?
deal. Any
Look
any
at that, half
last
an hour.
questions, anybody? Uh, thank you. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, this was what I like about this is you have the recipe as inspiration, but you can flavor it to your desired or what
Hmm.
you have available. I mean, and then you
Yep.
can top it. You have
Hmm.
unlimited toppings of little, chewy things you can add to the top if you want,
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's your
Totally.
tofu bar. You could have all the toppings, additional
just like,
sprinkles and other kinds of stuff that you could
oh
add to
man, you
it.
give me an idea. Like they have the ice cream bars. You could do the exact same thing like this.
Exactly.
Yeah,
There we
tofu
go.
bar.
I forgot my
Just
hat.
like you got your hat. Just like good deal. Any final
Awesome.
words?
Nope.
No.
Have fun.
Thank you.
I'm starting to get a theme with things like just throw your shit together. So
Here,
you want
1 second. We got that on the live